I was just trying to get a joyride around the neighborhood, and suddenly I ended up almost dying on a brick mailbox. Hey guys, it's Galaxy and I am back with another Storytime Sunday. If you guys are new here, I do a Storytime Sunday every single Sunday, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and let's jump right into this video. So, this story happened when I was around 8 or 9. I was still living in Portland at this point, and we had been living like next to our whole family, so like my uncles, my grandparents, like we were all living in the same area. And around this time, my three uncles, they had gotten matching bikes, like motorcycles, but not like exactly matching. They were like the same brand, but they were all different colors. And obviously I'm a child and I was like super hyped and I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. And so I would like beg my uncles to take me out, like, and this was going on for weeks. They were either always busy or working and it just like never happened. But one day I come home with my mom and I think we were out like running errands or something, but right as we're pulling to the driveway, my uncle is actually pulling in on his bike. This is actually my oldest uncle. And immediately I run out of the car and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is the perfect opportunity for me to finally get a ride on this motorcycle. Like, you don't understand how excited I was, because I was a tomboy growing up and like I always wanted to do like very like guy things. Like I wanted to prove that I could do like all the same stuff that boys could do, and like my cousins had gotten to ride the bike and stuff, so I was like it's my time, like it is my turn to shine. So since I am younger and I was small, my uncle was obviously not gonna put me like behind him, because like what if I let go? I'm a stupid child, you know? So he puts me in front of him and he was just gonna take me around the neighborhood. We lived in a pretty big neighborhood. Like, it wasn't huge, but it definitely had like a bunch of like little streets. And we were driving down the main part of the neighborhood, but there was like this side kind of street and it had two entrances like along the same road, so one here and one like further down the street. And the reason that it was like that was because no matter like what entrance you took, you would always be going uphill, because it was kind of like up and then back down. That was just kind of like the way that street went, and it had like houses all around it. I hope that makes sense, because I don't know exactly how to explain this, but just think of like a half circle and then elevated, so you're going like uphill and then downhill. Okay, so we turn into the street and we actually turn into the second entrance. So like we drive past the first entrance and we turn into the second one. We're driving up the hill, we're like and I am feeling so cool. Like the adrenaline is pumping, like the wind is in my face. I was obviously wearing a helmet, you know, but I don't think my uncle was, just because like we were going on a very like quick little neighborhood ride and it wasn't supposed to be like a big thing, right? So as we're about to start going down like from the top of the street, like the top of the hill, like we'd already gone up the first half and then we're about to go back down. And right as we're about to do that, like my uncle starts hearing a clicking on the back wheel. So since I'm sitting in the front, he's like, hold on to the wheel, like let me like look and see what's going on. And thinking back on this, like, this was so stupid. I think this was super ridiculous, because obviously the weight of a grown man like shifting would have offset the motorcycle, and me, a little small 8-year-old child, was not gonna hold it. But like, I don't think that he was trying to be negligent. Like, I think it was just kind of like a situational thing. Like, we weren't going fast, so I don't think that he thought anything bad was gonna happen. But as he turns around and we're going down the hill, the bike, like the weight of his body, like going backwards, actually shifts the bike, and suddenly we are like about to drive into this brick mailbox. So the next couple of moments, like, I don't really, like, I can't tell you guys exactly, like, because I don't remember, because obviously like in a accident like that, like, things are just moving too fast. But from what I was told, my uncle had actually taken me and thrown me off the motorcycle before we crashed and before we like hit the brick mailbox, because I feel like if we would have actually hit it, like I would have gone flying forward and I could have like hit my head and gotten like, I could have died, like literally. And just to even think that he really did that, because when I fell, the way that he actually threw me like onto the sidewalk, and I didn't break anything. I still have scars on my legs. Like both of my knees were like super messed up. I think, I don't know, I don't know if it's gonna focus, but if anything, I'll try to put in pictures. Like, I have scars on both of my knees, and then I have 2 big scars like on my actual foot, just from like skidding against the asphalt. And my uncle actually got the worst of it because when they impacted, like, he kind of fell sideways, and since he wasn't wearing a helmet, he actually ended up like hitting his head on the sidewalk, like the edge of it, and he just had this like huge bump. Like, it literally was comical. Like, I thought that something, like, I was like, how are you alive? Like, you look like you have a tumor sticking out of your head. The seconds after this accident happens, my uncle gets up, gets the bike, and he's telling me like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, like, stay quiet, because we are very close to home. And if you guys don't know, like, I'm Russian, and like, we just don't like to get the police involved, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one had any broken bones, there was not like too much bleeding, like, you know, so we weren't really trying to draw attention to ourselves. We were just trying to like get home and take care of it like inside, you know what I'm saying? So he's telling me like, shut up, like, Karina, like, this is the time. If you're gonna do anything for me ever, shut the fuck up. He didn't actually say that, but I'm pretty sure that's how he would have said it. Because I'm pretty sure I still cried anyways. So we're walking back to the house, and the whole time I'm like just silently crying because I'm like shocked. I think it was less about like the physical pain, because yeah, I had some, you know, skids and stuff, but like I said, nothing was broken. I wasn't like extremely bruised anywhere, and so like for the most part I was okay, but it was mostly like the shock and like the scare of the accident itself, because I was just trying to get a joyride around the neighborhood, and suddenly I ended up almost dying on a brick mailbox. Just daily me things, you know, nothing new, you know, like my life, that's just what happens sometimes. I think the funniest part of this whole thing is that like once we actually got back inside the house, like as soon as we walked in and I laid down on the couch, I just start like hollering, like not crying, not screaming, like literally like like a banshee scream. Like I'm just like shrieking. I don't even think it was that serious, honestly. I think it was just all bottled up, and I was still in so much shock that I was just like, I need to get it all out, you know? That is the story of how I almost died in a motorcycle crash with my uncle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I will see you in my next video.